Greetings and welcome, viewers. This is a video review of Alpha Protocol. I'm the cynical crowd, your ever trustworthy and caring guide. So what is Alpha Protocol? Okay, listen to this. Alpha Protocol is a modern day espionage action RPG. You got that? Good. I'll cover the gameplay, story, graphics, sound and music. Alpha Protocol plays as your typical RPG from a third-person perspective. You can run, sprint for a short time, crouch to make yourself a small target and to sneak up on your enemies. You can engage enemies in hand-to-hand combat. It is simple. Just come close to them and press E repeatedly. How effective you are at beating them up depends on how much you raised your martial arts. So you can be anything between Steve Urkel and Bruce Lee. For weapons you have pistols, submachine guns, shotguns and assault rifles. You can only carry 2 weapons. What weapons you will use depends on your playstyle. You can use gadgets to play in whatever style you like. You have various types of grenades, medkits, sound generator devices, etc. If you want to be a stealth type agent, you will take a sound generator to distract guards, shock traps to neutralize them without much loud noise, and EMP grenades to disable turrets and unlock safes, locked doors and automatically hack computers. Should you wish to go in John Rambo style, I advise you to get various types of grenades, medkits and adrenaline shots. You have other skills like stealth, toughness, technical aptitude, hacking and other skills which will grant you new abilities, buff stats and improve performance with the skill in question. If you invest more in stealth, enemies will have a harder time noticing you from a distance, and you will know in which direction they are looking, indicated by arrows above their head, with green meaning they are neutral, yellow is for alert, and red for aggressive. Hacking will make it easier to hack computers, toughness will give you more health, etc. After investing enough points in some skills, you will get new abilities. For pistols, chaining shot will slow time to a crawl and enable you to take between 2 to 6 shots, inflicting huge damage and making you feel like a badass. Stealth, on the other hand, will grant you an ability that will essentially make you invisible to the enemy, but not to the cameras and turrets, while martial arts will give you fury, putting you in a slow motion and increasing your melee damage to deliver the smackdown on your enemies. You can play it as a stealth game or as an action game, each capable in its execution but nothing exceptional. Stealth will include bypassing guards, knocking them out with CQC, or your pistol with tranquilizer ammo, hacking computers, disabling cameras and turrets, in essence, being a shadow. Action will focus on cleaning the room of all sentient beings, cameras and everything else that wants to kill you or looks at you the wrong way. Grenades and bullets will be your means of solving problems, with EMP grenades to bypass anything that involves hacking or lockpicking. In short, being John Rambo. An interesting addition to the game is the dialogue system. Interacting with characters is done through cutscenes. You can't initiate the conversation, and you don't pick what you're going to say. Instead, you choose how you're going to respond. You have the responses of James Bond, Jason Bourne and Jack Bauer. To put that in words that are understandable, it means you can respond in a suave, professional and aggressive manner. An additional 4th option may be available if you gather the necessary intel. Where do you get the intel? In safe houses. Safe houses serve as hubs, from which you can select your weapons, armor, buy what you need from the clearinghouse, which includes intel, and select missions. You have 4 hubs, the starting one in Saudi Arabia, others located in Rome, Moscow and Taipei, each having a different look and goal. Before I move on to the story, I must state this. Everything you do in the game affects the story, and I do mean everything. There will be a different way of how the story unfolds if you sneak around and kill no one or butcher everything that moves. Same applies to conversation. Whether people like you or hate you affects not only the story, but how future missions will play out. The story starts with your character waking up in a facility. He is contacted by a red-haired lady via PDA that informs him that you need to get out of there. Well, no shit, Mina. Thanks for the notification. I wouldn't have figured it out on my own. Interesting fact, Mina in Croatian and Serbian means landmine. Anyway, you manage to partially escape. Then you're informed that this is Alpha Protocol, a secret facility and program that enables US agents to conduct operations without the government knowing about them, granting them a plausible deniability. Meaning, if the agents fuck up, the government can say, "We didn't know about that," and bail out. After passing your training, you are sent to Saudi Arabia to eliminate a terrorist leader and return the stolen American missiles of the Halbech Corporation. Before you shout, "Call of Duty!" hold your horses and hear me out. After completing the mission, someone from the agency sends missiles at you. From this moment on, you are rogue. Alone. Save for Mina, who shall assist you via PDA throughout your missions. From the other PDA you acquired from the terrorist leader, there is an assassination plan that needs to be stopped in Taipei, a Halbech contact in Moscow that you need to shut down, and a terrorist cell in Rome, which you need to find out what it's up to. The story has that vibe of a spy movie, like James Bond, but no quirky and cheesy moments. This game takes itself seriously. Not Call of Duty level, lower than that. The fact that you need to find out the details about what the hell is going on, and the numerous characters that have their own agendas, making you guess who you can trust and how much. Each of the characters is memorable, with an entry that sets the tone of their personality.
Sorry, that's...
Switch off your transmitter. If you reach for your gun, one of my men will put a bullet in your skull.
They will react differently to responses. Some will like professional, others more aggressive or suave approaches. Same applies to how you conduct missions. If your guns blazing kill everything that moves in your execution, some characters won't approve of it, and will dislike you for it. Some are serious, some are relaxed, others may be a bit crazy, but you'll remember them and like them, or not, your choice. How the story unfolds also depends on how you finish missions and the choices you make throughout the game. Whether you save the president of Taipei or not will have different consequences in future relations with some characters and the ending. Playing a nice guy that sneaks around will lead you down a different path than playing a douchebag that treats guards as target practice dummies. To give proof, here is me acquiring the necessary intel from an information broker in Moscow. I will do it in a friendly, professional, and aggressive manner.
Michael Thornton, welcome to Moscow. You are fresh from Rome, yes? Terrible thing, terrorists. But if you keep them from blowing up the target, then it is good. I take it no one was hurt?
Not exactly.
I feel honored. Your first time in Moscow, and I am your first stop. What brings Michael Thornton, world traveler, to this humble bar?
Do we have to jump right to business? I could really use a drink first.
Then you are lucky you've come to a bar. I am short on cash, so you will have to make your own way.
That go for events going on in Moscow too?
And here I thought we were not going to jump right to business.
A cough like that, this bar may not be the best place to hang out. Secondhand smoking.
I quit 3 times this month. Second-hand smoke is my way of getting by.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt your coughing, or your drinking, but I wanted to know who Halbech's friends are here in Moscow.
What specifically do you wish to know? If they have friends at all? Now that is a question in itself.
I want to know who Halbech's working with.
That is a difficult question, but I know someone who would know the answer. There is a man, Sergei Surkov. He runs several businesses in Moscow. He may know who Halbech is dealing with.
I wanted to ask you some questions about Halbech and the weapons they've been smuggling through Moscow.
You are here conducting an investigation. Very interesting.
In a sense, yes. Halbech's involved in serious arms trafficking violations, and I want to stop them.
Interfering in such things is dangerous in Moscow. But you must know this.
I'll take my chances.
Of course, you're on a mission, and this is a matter of national, international security. I can help you, but such information will not come cheaply.
Very well. I'll have the money sent to you. Now can you help me or not?
It would be my pleasure. Now, what is it you want to know?
I want to know who Halbeck's working with.
That is a difficult question, but I know someone who would know the answer. There is a man, Sergei Surkov. He runs several businesses in Moscow. He may know who Halbeck is dealing with.
Grigory, I hear you're the man to talk to in Moscow. I suggest you say something now before I break your jaw.
And what do you suggest I say?
I want to know about Halbeck.
Maybe you should go to their website.
I ask you a question, I expect an answer. Now, are you Grigory?
Yes, yes.
Halbeck is smuggling weapons into Moscow. Who's their contact here?
I do not know.
Bullshit.
Look at that. You spilled your vodka.
I told you, I do not know.
Then tell me something useful. Keep playing stupid. You're done.
You want Surkov, Sergei Surkov. Halbeck, it is a business like his. He may know how to help you.
If you'd give me a name when I first showed up, Grigory, you could have saved yourself a lot of trouble. Enjoy your drink, and you better hope I don't come back.
Little shit.
As you can see, if I'm friendly, the security at the embassy will be lighter, while if I'm professional or aggressive, the embassy will be protected by US Marines. One will cost me money, the other one will make Grigory hate me. I haven't mentioned the protagonist, Michael Thornton. Why is that? To answer the question of who is Michael Thornton, you need to answer, who are you? Mike can be whatever you want him to be. Want him to be a professional agent? Go for it! Want him to be a wisecracking smartass? Nothing stopping you there. Want to be an asshole? You can be an asshole, probably the greatest asshole in the history of video game protagonists. It's a thing of beauty when the delivery of lines makes you crack a smile or feel tense.
I think I can handle a few guys in bad tracksuits.
Maybe next time you wait for an invite to the school dance. But then maybe there is no next time for you, shithead.
Is that jacket for real? Wow. And I thought the mansion was tasteless.
Let's see how funny you are when I cut out your tongue, buddy.
Big talk for someone dressed like a seat cover. If this information's no good, I'll be seeing you again. Keep talking. Lets me know where to shoot. I'd give up now if I were you. I'm not in the mood to beat the shit out of you. Yet.
I'll skin you alive.
Okay, now I feel like beating the shit out of you. Put down that gun before I break your fingers. Fuck off, Leyland. Don't give me that act. You haven't won yet, asshole. There better be a lot more to that answer or my gun's asking next. I have some doctors I could recommend for you. The first step is admitting you have a problem.
Either way, the choices you make aren't good or bad. They just have different consequences. In the first mission, you will get to an arms dealer, Nasri. You can choose to extort him and let him go, hoping that he will lead you to the bar. But this also means he will sell weapons in the region, making it unstable. Alternatively, you can arrest him for intel or outright kill him, preventing him from selling weapons. What do? I don't know, you're the player, you decide. There are more complex situations than these, like choosing between saving a person you know and might love and defusing the bombs to prevent major civilian casualties. What is the right choice in such circumstances? Everything and nothing, really. It depends on your perspective. The story is good, having that element of discovery, and it has replay value, due to the aforementioned different paths. The graphics are okay, nothing groundbreaking. Although when compared to games that were released at the time, like Mass Effect 2, it shows how it could have been tremendously better. Character models are slightly above average, with texture pop-ins happening here and there. You won't be buying this game for the graphics, that's for sure, although the details on armor look nice. While we're talking about this, the animations look stiff in some cases. Sound and music. Let's start with the music. It's not memorable, it's not special, but it has some good soundtracks. The soundtrack is here to present the atmosphere of the situation. When it's tense, the music is tense. When it's adrenaline-pumping action, the music reflects that. A memorable song is during the boss fight with the Russian mobster Breakup, Turn Up the Radio by Autograph. It makes that fight more enjoyable and memorable for me, to the extent that when I hear this song, I crack a smile and remember a Russian guy in his early 30s with a purple jacket and a pair of knives charging at me. In the game, not in real life. Sound of guns is bland, it simply doesn't stand out. It feels like every weapon is the same, sound-wise. The voice acting, now that's something else. Each of the voice actors portray their characters in such manner that it is both believable, immersive, and fun to listen. Whether you love or hate the characters, you will appreciate the voice actors. Some of the well-known voice actors include Nolan North, Jim Cummings, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. I can only applaud the voice act. In fact, I'll do just that. Job well done, ladies and gentlemen. My hat goes off to you. Let's move on to the overall performance of the game, because there are some rough edges. The AI in some cases is questionable. Some enemies will charge at you, hit you, and then slowly walk back, shooting at you while doing so. The sensitivity when aiming with guns is unbalanced, usually going faster than normal. The options menu gives you the choice of setting it how you want, but it still won't be perfect. This is a big problem when using machine gun turrets and sniper rifles on special point. Hand-to-hand combat is stiff. You need to be close and in the right direction to attack enemies. In other third-person shooters, the hit is more generous and flexible. This is especially problematic when you try to execute a running kick and it doesn't connect, leaving you vulnerable to the enemy to whoop your ass and clean the floor with it. And while in boss battles you get stunned when the boss hits you, that applies partially to them. The first hit might stun them, but the others won't, giving him the ability to counterattack and stop your attack. Obsidian, I would like that the game has some rules that are consistent in all cases, not just because he's a boss and I'm the protagonist, hence it must be hard for me. The shooting is also weird. No matter how much you improve your skill with a weapon, it will rely more on the quality of the gun you're using. Okay, I understand that Mike isn't Ripper Van Winkle that can shoot a musket 10 miles away, shoot 5 different people at 5 different locations and return elegantly in her hand. But Jesus Christ, Mike should be capable to hit a distant target with an assault rifle and pack a punch while doing so. Anything else? I think I covered it all. The royal verdict brought by my holy will and approved by the YouTube community and my viewers, which number goes between 1 and perhaps 50. I give this game an 8 out of 10. It has good, if unpolished gameplay, above average music, subpar sounds, excellent voice acting, and the fact that it has good replay value because of your decisions affecting the story. There's no reason not to buy it. I highly recommend this game, whether you like spy movies, different types of RPGs, or a story that is affected by your choices. Seriously, they marketed this game with the tagline, "Your weapon is choice," and they delivered it, royally with a red carpet. This has been the Cynical Crowd, wishing you a pleasant day and signing off.